Deep within the snow-covered forests of Alberta, Canada, lived a 46-year-old carpenter named Ethan Brooks. Years ago, Ethan was known as the kindest man in his mountain town. He repaired homes for widows without asking for payment, built toys for poor children, and helped anyone in need. But kindness did not always return kindness. People he trusted cheated him out of his business. Friends believed false rumors that he had stolen money, and no one stood beside him. Soon after, his wife became ill and died before he could afford the treatment she needed. From that day, Ethan stopped believing in people. He moved to a lonely cabin deep in the forest. Whenever strangers asked for help, he simply pointed them back to the road. "The world only takes," he often whispered. One freezing evening, while gathering firewood, Ethan found a large gray wolf trapped beneath a fallen pine tree. The wolf growled weakly, its golden eyes filled with pain. Ethan turned away. But after only a few steps, he remembered his wife's final words. "Please don't let this cruel world steal the beautiful man I married." He returned, freed the wolf, cleaned its wounds, and stayed beside it until morning. When the wolf recovered, it disappeared into the forest. The next morning, Ethan found a freshly caught rabbit outside his cabin. Only wolf tracks remained. For several days, the mysterious gifts continued. Ethan smiled for the first time in years. He named the wolf Ghost. Every evening, Ethan left a bowl of fresh water outside the cabin, though Ghost rarely came close while he was watching. The wolf always waited until the forest grew quiet. One night, a heavy snowstorm swept across the mountains. Fierce winds rattled the cabin walls, and the temperature dropped far below freezing. Ethan worried that Ghost might not survive the night. Unable to ignore the feeling, he wrapped himself in a thick coat, grabbed a lantern, and searched through the darkness. Hours later, he found Ghost lying beneath a rocky shelter, shivering from an infected wound that had opened again. Without fear, Ethan covered the wolf with his own blanket and carried medicine from his cabin. He cleaned the injury, stayed beside the animal through the freezing night, and spoke softly, though he knew the wolf could not understand his words. "I know what it's like to hurt," Ethan whispered. "I know what it feels like when the world leaves you behind." Ghost slowly rested his head beside Ethan's hand. For the first time since losing his wife, Ethan felt needed. He realized he was no longer caring for the wolf because he expected anything in return. He simply cared because kindness still lived inside him, waiting for someone to awaken it again. From that night forward, the silent bond between man and wolf became stronger than words, proving that trust is not built through promises, but through compassion shown when no one else is watching. And in that quiet wilderness, Ethan finally understood that healing begins with compassion, no matter how deeply we've been hurt. As spring arrived, Ghost often followed Ethan through the forest. Yet every time they reached the road leading to town, the wolf stopped and looked back, as if urging Ethan to return. One rainy afternoon, Ghost suddenly ran ahead. Following him, Ethan found an overturned truck beside the mountain road. Inside were a young mother and her little daughter trapped in icy water. Without hesitation, Ethan smashed the window with his axe and pulled them both to safety. The little girl hugged him tightly. "You saved my mommy." Those words broke the wall around Ethan's heart. News of the rescue spread quickly. People returned not asking for help, but offering apologies. Many admitted they had believed the lies about him years before. Remembering Ghost, Ethan chose forgiveness instead of bitterness. He reopened his workshop, trained young carpenters, repaired homes for struggling families, and volunteered after winter storms. The town later built a wildlife rescue center called Ghost Haven. But when Ethan returned to the forest to thank Ghost, the wolf was gone. Only paw prints remained before disappearing beneath the morning sunlight. Years later, children often asked if Ghost had been real. Ethan would smile toward the trees. "I rescued a wounded wolf," he would say. "But he was the one who rescued me." Outside Ghost Haven stood a wooden sign carved by Ethan. "Kindness given to any living soul never disappears. It always finds its way home." The town slowly became known for protecting wildlife, helping strangers, and caring for one another. All because one lonely man chose to be kind. True peace is built not through wealth or revenge, but through compassion. A single act of kindness, whether given to a person or an animal, can heal broken hearts and inspire others to do the same. If someone or even an animal gave you a second chance to become the kind person you once were, would you accept it and pass that kindness on to others?